So this is my furnace, Amana Air Command high efficiency 80 gas furnace. Mr. Furnace installed this at some point in the past. Unfortunately, I woke up this morning and this thing was not working. Well, I mean, it was trying to work, but there was no heat. So this little video is just about me quickly diagnosing this furnace and getting it working. You can see the gas in there. It is running. So this is fixed. I haven't even had my coffee yet, and this thing is fixed. So I woke up this morning and there didn't seem to be any heat. The thermostat was calling for heat and nothing was coming out of the vents. So I went downstairs to check on the furnace and I heard right away that the extraction fan was running. So I knew something was wrong. So I power cycled the furnace and I took the cover off and then used the thermostat to call for heat again. And I used my senses to just watch what the furnace was doing to see exactly what the problem was. The normal way a gas furnace like this should work is the extraction fan turns on. The main control box checks for the right pressures to know that the extraction fan is running. Then what it does is it activates the igniter, which is a red hot glowing thing, and you hear a plonk sound, the gas comes on, the igniter lights the gas, and there's a flame sensor that tells the control box that the flame is there and working. If the gas comes on and the flame sensor doesn't detect anything, or the flame sensor is bad, the control box doesn't think the gas is working or ignited, and that's dangerous, so of course it immediately shuts off the gas, and usually it tries again, and it tries again, and tries again, and then it will lock out. Okay. Igniter's bad. Interesting. Right. Yeah, it's gonna lock out now because the gas didn't light. Gas started though, I heard it, but the igniter never came on. And on my furnace, this is the lockout light right here. I don't know if I have a spare igniter. How annoying. Oh yes, look at this. Spare igniter. I thought ahead. Amazing. Alright, I've been watching it. So it didn't start the first time and it actually tried a second time. I assume it tries a few times before it does the lockout. When the lockout happens, the LED flashes, but also the fan keeps running. Extraction fan, this one, because it knows there was like unburned gas, so it needs to extract that out of the house basically. Okay, well, just a visual inspection tells us what we need to know. This should shut off in a second and then I'll just kill the power and swap out the igniter. Well, I could take it out and then test, see if it's bad. So we have the new igniter. I want to check the resistance on it. 50 ohms, okay. So that's what it should be. I have the new one unplugged right here. Let's see if I can place this somewhere where we can see it. Nope. Power's off to the furnace, so it's safe to have my hands in here. That's open. So there it is, OL. Let's just double check while you're looking at it with the... Oh yeah, 25 meg ohm. Yeah, okay. So without a doubt, that one there is bad. Cool. Well, I'm glad I have a spare, and it's always good to have some spares on hand because these parts are cheap. Let's see, I have a spare. Oh, that's nothing. I thought I had a thermocouple spare, but I don't see it. So that's probably something I should order as well because those go bad. Thermopile, whatever. The thing that generates the voltage that this thing knows the flame is there, the flame sensor. Anyways, I'm glad the one thing I have a spare for seems to be bad. I have the clamp out. There it is. So there's the bad igniter. Now one thing that happened is there's a clip or a clamp that goes on. You can see the little holes. That was kind of hard to get off. And it fell down. Very lucky that it is right there. Did not fall down into, I don't know, the flame box, whatever this is. Okay, there's a little clampy thing saved. I'm not sure if it fell down in there. It looks like if it fallen down, it would just fallen down there, so it wouldn't have been the end of the world. A bit of junk down there. Anyways, there's our igniter, and yeah, it looks like that's the brake. Because it's a continuous loop, and it gets red hot when it turns on. But that is not good. You're not supposed to touch it, so don't ever touch the actual heating element part. I mean, this one's bad, so it doesn't matter. This is ceramic on the top. Yeah, this thing's old. I mean, I've had this furnace since 2012. I don't know how old this particular part is, but I've never changed anything on this thing. Nothing is labeled. Here's our new part. One of the benefits of having a furnace like this, an older furnace that's got all off-the-shelf parts, it's extremely easy to get what you need to get this thing working. This thing is simple. So I'm going to get this installed. We should be up and running. All right, I got that little clip in, and that was not easy. It's very fiddly. And in fact, I dropped it once. Behind this, there's actually a gap right here. See where my finger is? Luckily, it just falls down, and it ended up down on this tray down there. So I used a magnet, and I was able to grab it. And now it is fully on there. So that's good. And this part seems to be essentially the same as what I had before on here, which is good. So let me just get it hooked up, and hopefully I'll be back in business with heat. Incidentally, this came with a couple wire nuts and this gasket made out of some kind of a ceramic type material. I suppose some furnaces, the clip needs a spacer of some kind, but there's no way that this would fit under that, because the way that clip is, it's very tight on there. So that amount of thickness, raising that up, would not work. But it is now hooked up to power, and it's 120 volts AC. That's what it runs off of. I think we're ready for a test run. All right, here we go. Thermostat is set. So what we need to do is watch for the igniter coming on. There it goes. There it goes. That is operating normally. So what's going to happen is it heats up, and then the gas valve, which is this, turns on the gas, and then the igniter ignites it. And the flame sensor, which is over there where that little white wire is, that's what detects that the flame is there, so we know things are working. It's crazy how bright that gets, isn't it? But that's what it does. And that's why it's amazing it lasted as long as it did, whatever part was in there before. It's a high stress part. I could just feel the heat coming off of this. There we go, gas is running, and then the igniter clicks off, and we have heat. Heat, yes! Heat is fixed. Nice. Awesome that I had the spare part that I needed. Very, very exciting. Very, very freaking cool. So this will run a little while with the heat running. The thermal pile there, that white wire that's in the flame sensor detects that there is flame. The control unit is happy. It will turn on the blower, which will give heat to the rest of the house. Yes. And by the way, I noticed this box here for the igniter, that's the thermal pile right there, or the flame sensor. So I had an extra one of those too. So I'm going to now reorder this part, whatever this is. Yep, because I don't like to have no extra parts for my furnace, because I don't like to have no heat. So yeah, there's probably a few other parts I should get. This here is a pressure sensor, I think, for like, you know, air pressure stuff. And that is the thermal cutout switch. That thing on the back there, those can go bad too. They're just less wear items. Obviously, the two things that are in the flames, those get a lot more, you know, exposure to the elements, and therefore they are super unhappy.